Alright, let's do some showcase on the new unit. I did get extremely lucky getting her to D3. As usual, the first boss is going to be Sonica. I don't think she's going to be that good for Team 1, because you're not going to be running Lu Sheng in Team 1. So we're going to be running her in the Elite team. But it's always going to be like this, right? The best supports are always going to be alongside the best DPS, which is our 6 Elite right now. And one thing that you need to keep note of, your targeted DPS that you want the warm welcome buff to go to should have the lowest HP. Alright, so my Daji has 30,360. That's definitely lower than my Elite. So I need to make my Elite's HP lower. And I can't do that because none of these pieces have HP percentage. So I'm gonna add some HP percentage to my Daji instead. Alright, I got a pretty decent HP gear for the Astral set. 21% HP, which put her at 32,900 HP, which is definitely higher than this one right here. Now let's go. I expect this team to be like 70-80 million. Ooh, 67. Wait, what the heck? 1 million? Okay, we got unlucky right there. My current high score is at 160 million with the team that I was running Era with. Seems that I'm about to break it. 38 million. So far it's scoring about the same as running Era in the team. Ooh, 147 million. Not bad. And we got a, what is that? 75 million or 76 million with this team. That's definitely my high score for Team 3. This would be better if I had like lower speed on my Elite, I think, and just more attack. Let's just briefly go through her kit real quick. Her S3 grants immunity to all allies for 2 turns and then does damage. If she has accentuated, Espers with Warm Welcome gain a bonus turn, which in this case is going to be my Elite. And then her passive is cast at the start of Jing's turn if there is at least one other ally surviving. Grants Warm Welcome, which is revives the carrier upon their death, which is equals to 50% of their max HP. If she has accentuated buff, the Warm Welcome cannot be dispelled. And the reason why I'm running her on the Relief set and also Avatara is because of her S1. Attacks one enemy, AP plus 25% for Jing, and the Esper with the Warm Welcome buff. Maybe you could also use Astral set on her as well, because whenever she proc an Astral, it's also going to proc the -1 cooldown from Lu Sheng. Ooh, not bad. 143 million, and we scored 70 plus million again with this team. Alright, now with the Astral set, we'll see how this goes. Ooh, first try, 137 million. What the fuck? Maybe the Astral set is better, because Sonica is already reducing the cooldown of my units. So maybe she could also proc the S3 like 2 turns in a row. And also just getting more turns with your allies is, ooh, once again 142 million. And above 70 million again. Because getting more turns with your allies is always going to be good when you have Elite in the team. Because whenever your allies take a turn, it's kind of like Elite taking a turn as well. So far, the Astral set seems better. I'm going to try one more team. Removing Daji and put in Xuan Pin in this team. Running Daji in this team also gives me the Puppet Art debuff, which gives me 20% damage. But let me see if I can do something like this. And then put her in the leader spot. Maybe this one is better. Oh my god, first try! 170 million! What the hell? What the hell? 100 million! Oh my god. I think I wasn't even getting the buff on Elite just now, because this disparity is insane. I went from 76 million to 100 million. Yo, 170 million with R2 Liam as well. If I had R6 Liam, I think I would go 200 and at least 220 million. Yeah, running Xuan Pin is definitely better for this team right here. This team is scoring almost as much as the Team 1 if you had R6 Liam. It's definitely scoring more than my R2 Liam, because my R2 Liam caps out at 78 million. Another 141 million. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane, man. What? 100 million on Sonica for Team 2 and Team 3 is unheard of, man. We went from like barely scraping through 20 million in Team 2 and Team 3 to after R6 Elite got released, Once again, 132 million. This is insane. Like barely 20 million for Team 2 and Team 3, and then with the release of R6 Elif, we got to sometimes 30 million on the team, and then with the release of Lu Sheng, we got to 70 million, and now with the release of this Jing, we're now at 100 million. What the hell is going on, man? The power creep is absolutely insane right now. Alright, I'm gonna do 4 more. If I don't get high score, then we'll just 155 million. Look at that, 82 million. 165 million again. With a 86 million Team 3 score. I think my Team 2 is not really performing. I'm gonna see how much it does later. It's consistently scoring above 55 million. Because the RNG with Sonica Team 2 and Team 3 is that if your DPS doesn't take enough turns, they will just get reduced damage from Sonica's debuff, and they will also take like insane amounts of damage. So if your Elif doesn't get enough turns, which is most likely the case because she's built slow, then she's gonna get all of those debuffs, she's gonna do no damage, and she's gonna die. But with Jing in the team, she's giving a lot of turns to Elif, getting her the accentuated stacks, and then also most importantly, making sure that your Elif doesn't get debuffed by Sonica. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's scoring consistently at 55 million with the chance of scoring 100 million. I think my cap is probably around 190 million, because if my Team 3 is scoring 100 million, my Team 1 is scoring 77, 78 million, and my Team 2, if it can at least score 10 million, that's already 190 million. So these are my sets. Fatum Sisters, Haley, Liam with a lot of attack as well, Chu Yao, and then TA, that's Yun Chuan, and then Daji with the Astral set, Fushi, Astral, Sakura on the Harmony set, and then Embla on the Relief set. Leaf will be on the Calamity set. You can make her 0 speed at this point because she's not really getting turns, during her turn. It's mostly just turns that Jing is giving to her. And then Fengshen, I opted to give him Avatara this time around. And then Jing will be on the Astral Avatara. Lu Sheng, Astral Avatara as well. Shen Pin, Relief Avatara. And all of your supports should have the most amount of speed as possible. Alright, that's 5 times speed, so it's a little bit faster. I don't have to wait like 30 minutes to reach the Team 3. Alright, Team 3. This 5 times speed is really nice, but it's too fast to see what's happening, so I'm just gonna put it at times 3 speed. Elif is already doing like 200,000, almost. She's already doing 1 million damage with her S3. Because again, with Sonica, you do less damage if you don't like multi-hits. But if you do multi-hit, then you do the full brunt of the damage. So she's already at 1.10 million. And I think the stacks is already at 5 or 6. Because whenever Jing takes a turn, not only is she going to give 1 stack to Elif, but she's also going to give Elif an extra turn. So she casts her S3, boom. And then she gives Elif an extra turn. There we go. Elif gets an additional turn. She procs an Astral right there. She AP boosts Elif once again. Yeah, this is really good because I don't think my Elif is going to get the debuff from Sonica at all. She will probably have 0 stacks of the Bafflement debuff. This debuff right here, where Lu Sheng has 4. So right now, Lu Sheng is only doing 20% of his damage, which it doesn't really matter because he's a support. But if that debuff goes into Elif, then it can be problematic, right? Because she's the only DPS in the team. And if she's dropped to 20% of her damage, then she's not really going to do much. That's why you see like sometimes the run becomes, without running Jing, you see the run sometimes become like 10 million or even sometimes even lower because your Elif didn't get a turn enough. But with Jing in the team, it's pretty much guaranteed that your Elif is not going to get debuffed by Sonica. The way you avoid the debuff from Sonica is that when she goes into that stance, that passive mode, you want your DPS to take a turn and do at least, I think it was 5 hits or 4 hits, one of the two. 4 or 5 hits during that turn so that you don't get the debuff. With each hit that you do, you'll get 1 stack less of the debuff. So if you only do 1 hit during this phase right here, the stance mode. So you'll get 3 of the bafflement debuff. But if you do 4, then you'll get 0 of the bafflement debuff. So she casts her S3. Now Elif gets an instant turn. That's very good. So she doesn't get debuffed by Sonica. Look, all of those is gonna be missed. Again, the problem with running Elif is that she's super slow. You want her to be built super slow. But because she's built super slow, she couldn't benefit from the Lu Sheng buff. That's the reason why you want to run Era in the team, to give a bunch of AP to Elif. But with the new support, you don't really need to run a speedy Elif anymore, because she's gonna be spamming a lot of turns to your Elif. And the good thing about running Jing in this team is not only is your Elif getting 10 stacks of accentuated, which in most cases does not happen, but she's getting 10 stacks in this run, and she's also getting 10 stacks very early on. I think at this point she's already at 10 stacks, because Jing has taken at least 5 turns, because you only need to take 5 turns with Jing, right? 5 turns with Jing gives 1 stack to Elif, and then she's also going to give Elif an additional turn from her S3. So that's at least 3 stacks from natural stack proccing from Elif. So that's already 8. 1.5 million with Elif's S3 at this point. 1.74 million. She's doing comparable damage to Sonica Team 1 when Liam is getting the Spotlight buff. Look at that, 1.77 million S3 damage. We maintain 0 stacks of bafflement on Elif, and also on her as well. My Feng Shun is kind of getting bullied with 4 stacks of bafflement, but it didn't really matter. So yeah, 100 million with this team. Absolutely insane. So, is she a must summon? If you're not really peculiar with the leaderboard rankings, and if your rankings isn't jeopardized, then I think you can probably skip her. But number 1 priority is definitely going to be Lu Sheng. Without Lu Sheng, Jing is useless. I'm gonna be honest with you. But with Lu Sheng, then she becomes one of the best supports as well, right? For your other DPS. And also, the minimum requirement you need for her is R0. You don't need her R2. Her R2 doesn't really change much for her. R6 is mostly for PvP. Useless for PvE, to be honest. And then Divinate, you need her at D3 so that it becomes a 100% chance to give the accentuated buff. And then for skill ups, you need her to be at least maxed out on her S3 so that it becomes a 2-turn cooldown. Because when you run her with Lu Sheng, because she is a support, she gains this -1 ability cooldown. So this one becomes a 2-turn instead of a 4-turn cooldown. For S1, you can max it out, but I'm probably just gonna stay at this one right here. Doesn't really change much because your Elif is going to be built with 0 speed at this point. Most of the time, your Elif is going to be getting turns from her S3 proccing, not from her S1. So yeah, that's about it. Ciao.